So I was telling you that we are studying the ER model, and I already told you that there are various notations used in ER model. Now ER model is based as a conceptual model. It's a conceptual model, I repeat, which is based on what the three tiers. If I told you the three levels, so database are what? Tell me, internal level, that is physical level, logical level, and the view level. So the in the middle way, in the middle level, the most important level is logical or the conceptual level. Now ER model will be discussing about entities and attributes. E stand for entities, R stand for relationships. So what are the entities? What are its attributes? And then suppose there is entity 1, there is another entity 2. Then obviously there is a relationship between two entities. For example, I'll just give a very small example. Supplier and there are parts. So a supplier what? Supplies parts. So supply is entity, it's a table or an entity. Parts is another entity, and between them the relationship is supplies. So these entities and relationships are shown visually through the means of a diagram, and this diagram is what we call as ER diagram. Also, we will be focusing on the relationships and the types of relationships. When I say types of relationships, okay, suppose that if I say customer in a bank takes a loan from a branch of a bank. I repeat, customer. Suppose the person is a customer of the State Bank of India, SBI, and he applies for a loan, maybe a car loan, and that is the type. And which branch? He applies in a branch, clear? Say Patparganj of Delhi. So customer is an entity, loan is an entity, and branch is another entity. So that this relationship is between what? Three entities. And the relationship we are naming suppose as CLB. C for customer, L for loan, B for branch. So the relationship is among what? Three entities. I repeat, customer, loan, and branch. Now this relationship is of degree 3. So most of the relationships are of degree 2. That is why they are called a binary relationship. I repeat one more example of binary relationship: employee. Employee and the relationship is what? Works for department. So employee is an entity, department is an entity, and work for is a relationship. Clear? Then there are weak entity types. We also discussing that what are the weak entity types, which we also call as existence dependency. Now there are some entities which are weak. We will be discussing this in detail while the means of diagram and what are the notations used. Then what are the roles and attributes? Whether your relationship is the relationship in which the two entities participate or the three entities participate, whether it is a total relationship, okay, or a strong, or or the participation is partial. So either the relationship should be total participation or partial participation. Okay, and the various notations. So once again, I'm telling you that what are the steps in developing database? Requirements analysis, conceptual design, logical database design, schema refinement, physical database design, application security. The ER model focuses on what? The conceptual database design. I repeat, the conceptual database design, that means what relationships exist among the various entities of an entire database system, that is conceptually represented by means of ER diagram. If you see the third topic is logical database design. Logical database design, that what tables we create out of this ER diagram. I repeat, once you are creating the ER diagram, then what tables have to be created in Oracle, in Sybase, whatever software you are using as a database software, in DB2, so on. So logical database design is nothing but converting ER diagrams or entity relationship diagrams to tables. Okay, we will be discussing in the next lecture that, and this is nothing but logical database design is nothing but what we call the topic as relational data model. Relational data model, why? Because relation is nothing but the tables or the entities. Okay. So ER model is a high level conceptual data model. It has not been implemented in any commercial database. Why? That's why I'm saying that ER model is just a conceptual model. It's not, it's only a model to help you visualize the structure of the database system. Okay, ER model is not a query tool. I repeat, ER model is not a query tool. Query tool is nothing but database language called as SQL, structured query language. So there are two types of languages: structured query languages. Clear? There is called that relational algebra. So these are nothing but the query tools. Okay, but ER model is not a query tool. It was introduced by Peter Shen in 1976 and is the most conceptually used data model. So it's a conceptual data model. As before I said that I already told you that entities, relationships among the entities, what are the types of constraints on the entities, okay, or what are the types of constraints, which entity has got a key attribute, clear? How do we denote that key attribute? Then is your attribute a single valued attribute or a multi-valued attribute? Let me give you an example of single valued and multi-valued. Now see, most of the entities will be encountering in the ER diagram will be single valued. For example, your name, you got a single name. Any person, a student or an employee got a name. Clear? For example, my name is Ravi Prakash. Somebody's name is Abhishek Singh. So Abhishek Singh is suppose is a student working, studying in a university. Clear? Then there is Rajesh Mishra. He is an employee working in TCS. So obviously, what I'm saying about organizations, the organization, it could be a company, it could be a university, clear, or an institution. And but one thing very clear, if you talk about an employee working in a company, employee has got a name. Now, can there be many names of a single employee? No. So it's a single value attribute. But now let me give you another example attribute which could be multi-valued. I'm not saying for everybody. Clear? Suppose there are 10,000 employees working in a particular department, say IT department of a company, say Infosys. Now in these 10,000 employees, approximately 20% are having more than one degree. They are BTech also and MBA also. Are you getting it? And they are working in Infosys. Clear? So what is the degree? If I talk about degree, so degree is the attribute of employee, and this degree of a particular person, say Ajay Singh, he is BTech also and MTech also. Okay, Rahul Prakash is BTech and MBA. So how many degrees is it? 2. So when we store the value of degrees attribute in the table, we will be having 2 values. Are you getting for that particular entity? Okay, Rahul Prakash. So again, so this is degree, the attribute degree of entity employee is simply an example of multi-valued attribute. Okay, I'll take another example. Suppose I have a car. Now what does car have? Car entity has got a registration number. Clear? It's a registration number. There is a engine frame number, a chassis number. Clear? The type of the car, whether it is SUV car or whatever. Clear? Or then the passenger capacity of the car. Clear? And last but not least, color of the car. Now suppose my car is of 2 shades. So maybe grey and white. Clear? It's just type of sports car. Or maybe yellow and white and red. So this is what now color is not a single car. So normal cars you find single color. You either have a white car or grey car, a blue car, red car, black car. But if it's a sports car, then the color is not one. Clear? So you might be owning a sports car. In that case, the attribute color of the car entity set will be a multi-valued attribute. Definition, some formal definition. Entity is an object in the mini world. So what is entity? How many examples? If I talk about company database, what are the entities? Employee is an entity. Department is an entity. Project is an entity. Dependence is an entity. Got it? Now I talk about a student database system or a university database system, a university or institution database system. Now what could be the entities? The who takes admission in the university or student or institution, student. And who teaches them? Instructor or faculty. So student, obviously, student is an important entity. Faculty is an important entity. Now student study what? He could be studying, somebody could be studying MBA, somebody could be studying BTech with computer science, somebody could be studying BTech with electronics, somebody could be studying BBA, somebody could be studying BCA, so on. There are various types of courses. Clear? So if you are doing an engineering, if you are doing an arts course, if you are doing a management course, you could be doing a law course, you could be doing a fashion design course. Okay, the variety of courses offered at both the undergraduate level and the postgraduate level by a university. So now, another could be field course. So course is another entity. Course is another entity. I repeat entity. Student is an entity. Faculty or instructor is another entity. Course is an entity. Are you getting it? Then examination. Clear? The examination conducted is another entity. Clear? So each entity belongs to some one entity type, such that entities in one type have the same attributes. So entity is nothing but a what? Consisting of a set of what? Attributes. Now if I talk about student, now I told you the previous sessions also. Like there is a student named Amit Kumar. Clear? Amit Kumar, I could be having 50 Amit Kumars in my university. Suppose my university has 12,000 students. So Amit Kumar or Ashish Singh is the common name. But even there are 50 Amit Kumars, and out of those 50, 35 are in BTech, doing engineering, faculty engineering. So these 35 Amit Kumars will what have thing different? Roll number. And roll number or the roll number simply will be the key attribute of the what entity? Student. So I can be having, many people by the name of Amit Kumar, many students, but one thing is clear, every student will have a what? Different roll number. Got it? So roll number is what? The key attribute of the entity student. Now, a combination of attributes may form a composite key. Clear? So I'll just be giving this example. Clear? For example, if I say supplier के attributes is supplier code, supplier name, supplier city, supplier rating. I repeat, S code, short में S code, S name, city and rating. Clear? S code is the key attribute. So it is nothing but a key attribute of the primary key or supplier entity. Now parts. Parts got a part code, name of part, color of part, weight. What is the weight of the part? How heavy it is. I repeat, P code, P name, color, weight. Now if you say P code is what? I could be having a part say nut. Now there are various sizes of nuts. Clear? So smaller size they name code I have named P1. Second type of nut P2 code. Third type of nut P3 code. I got 10 nuts. Clear? 10 type of nuts. Then screws, bolts. Are getting the various types of screws. If you go to a hardware shop, you said I want a screw. You said which type of screw. Clear? The size of screw and so on. So every are getting it. So here the part name could be what? I could be having 10 nuts, 5 screws, but the part code is different. The part code is what? P code or part code is the key attribute for entity parts. Now, talking about composite key. Now, what was the relationship? Clear? Supply. Supplier supplies parts. So, supplier relationship, are you getting it? Again, that will also be converted to a table once we create in Oracle or DB2. And this table will have what? Supplier code, part code, and quantity. How much? So, which supplier is supplying how many parts and with how much quantity? Are you getting which part in which one? For example, if I say S1 supplies part P3, quantity 250. S1 supplies part P1, quantity 150. So, what is the combination? S1 supplies 5 parts. S1, P1, S1 also supplies P2, S1, P3, S1, P4, S1, P5. So, we will be showing 5 different data. Are you getting it? So, supplier code along with part code will be nothing but a composite key. So, if two attributes together form, two or more attributes together form a key attribute of a particular entity set, we call it as a composite key. Now, can you name me blank? Can anybody name me blank? जिसका नाम ही नहीं है. So every student has got a name, every employee has got a name. हर part का नाम है. कोई supplier supply करता है उसका भी नाम है. Clear? So that is what. तो वहाँ पे हमने क्या कहा कि not none. But supposing I don't know your date of birth. Clear? Supposing, or maybe clear. You say defense quota is not applicable. Suppose somebody are in defense quota, non applicable. Clear? We write some in many times we write the form as non applicable. Are you getting it? So any history of the patient, and any student who's studying university, they take a medical diagnosis, any history of any disease, suppose you're going for MS, and they ask in a form. So he said non-applicable. So when we don't know about a person data, actually we don't know, the data is missing or not known to us, we simply set it to a null value. Null means blank. Now attributes can be composite, single valued, composite or simple. So most of the attributes will be simple or atomic. Composite, what I told you, composite. Now come to composite. Clear? Please come to composite. For example, address. Very good example of composite. Address consists of what? A house number. Clear? The lane, the locality. Lane means lane number 1, lane number 2, or road, whatever. Clear? Block A, block B, and so on. Lane number, locality. Clear? You are studying, living in Indrapuram or maybe Preet Vihar, whatever. So, are you getting it? So, and the city. Clear? Fine. So, I repeat, the flat number, the house number, the street or the road is another attribute. So, flat number is one attribute. What? Street is another attribute. Locality another attribute. City another attribute. And pin code another attribute. If I combine all this, these collectively form what? The address attribute. So, address is the what? Composite type of attribute. Single value, multi-value. I told you already single value. So, most attributes are single value. For example, your name, single value. Your father's name, single value. Clear? Okay, your date of birth, you got a single date. A particular employee or a particular student has got a single date of birth. Now, what a multi-value? Degree. So, if a person is an employee in an organization, he could be a BTech, he could be an MTech, he could be an MPhil also. MPhil, Master of Philosophy. So, he got 3 degrees. So, what is degree example? Degree attribute is an example of what? Multi-value attribute in the case of employee entity set. In the case of employee entity set. Are you getting it? Okay. Another example of multi-value. Color of car. I told you. So if I got a sports car, it has got 3 colors, not a single color. Clear? Then stored and derived. So you name, you store. Your roll number, you store. Clear? Your date of birth, you have stored in there. Clear? I repeat. Now let me talk about a student attribute. Okay? Student entity. Student entity. So what is a student entity? Student roll number, it's a key attribute. Student name, address, which is another example of composite attribute. Date of birth, again single value, so it's stored, nothing is calculated. Clear? Now, okay, father's name stored, city, student name stored, hobby stored. Clear? Now derived. Now what could be derived? The age of the student. Now what is the age of the student? Whatever date is today and his date of birth, you subtract it, divide by 365, you get the number of years. So if you are getting it, so supposing it's 2017, clear, and your age was say 18, now it's 2020, your age is now 21, clear, on a particular date. So derived, so the age of a student, if I take out or talk about age, it cannot be stored because age changes with time. So age is an example of derived attribute. Then key, what is key? I give you various examples. In the case of student entity set, roll number is the key. In the case of employee code is the key. In the case of supplier is the key. In the case of parts table, parts entity, part code, P code is the key. In the case of project, now project का code है, project name है, project location है. Are you getting it? And project has got a budget, how much invested into the project, estimated. So project code is a key attribute. Rest all attributes which are, except the attribute which is playing the role of key, are what? Non-key attributes. Now see here symbols. Very simple. Entity है, मैंने कहा employee है, एक entity है. Department entity type है. Projects entity type है. Dependence entity type. Dependence. You know who are your dependents. So ये सब symbol क्या होगा? Clear? Rectangle में. Now double rectangle you have used when you see the double rectangle, it's nothing but weak edit type. Can you tell me, just think of examples, let me tell you very clearly. In the case of company database system, an employee, if he is married, his son, and if he got children, are the dependents. And even if he is unmarried, his parents, suppose, are living with him, they are the dependents. So what is that dependence? A weak entity. Why? Because existence of dependent entity is because of employee entity. We'll be seeing this in the ER diagram which follows. The diagram will explain very much. Now what is the symbol for relationship? You see this diamond symbol or the rhombus symbol is nothing but relationship. Then you see this double diamond, it is used for weak relationship. मतलब ये this will be used for weak relationship, also called as identified relationship. तो जब तक आपका weak entity नहीं होगा तब तक ये weak relationship नहीं होगा, because weak this symbol of double diamond or double rhombus is nothing but associated for what relationship between an entity and a weak entity. Are you getting it? Then attribute, ये जो symbol देख रहे हैं आप, और oval ellipse, तो वो जो oval attribute या ellipse attribute है वो attribute है. और किसी attribute पे अगर inline है तो वो आपका key attribute है. We call it in the relational model as primary key. Multi-value attribute, if it is a double ellipse, it is a multi-value attribute. Now composite attribute, see composite. One attribute and then along with different. For example, address is attribute. Then street, I repeat, flat number, वो एक हमने इसमें रखा ओवल में एलिप्स में, दूसरे में स्ट्रीट रखा, तीसरे में लोकेलिटी रखा, चौथे में सिटी रखा, पांचवें में पिन कोड रखा. Derived attribute, which is nothing but shown in dotted lines. You see, it's very थोड़ा सा dotted है ना, dotted देखिए dots है, तो dots मिलके वो ellipse या oval बना रहे हैं. तो ये जो dotted attribute dotted से बना है attribute वो derived attribute. What did I tell you? Derived example. One example, age of an employee or age of student. Another example, clear? Okay, a person is working in a company. He joined a company, clear, say on July 5, 2014. Now, how many years working in the company? So this number of years an employee has worked in the company, number of years, this is an attribute. Now, can it be stored? Can it have a single? No. If the year changes, the month changes, he joined in July 2014. Clear? So, by September 2016, it will be 2 years and 2 months. Clear? So, this is nothing but what? Since. If I say example, since. Now, since is an attribute. Since means how many years you are working in the company. So, this is a derived attribute. Clear? Now, if you now see relationship ऐसे represent होता है. Now, see, I'll tell you very good example. Employee E1 is employee. Relationship works for E2 department. Are you getting? So जहाँ double line है वो total participation है, जहाँ single line है वो आपका single participation or partial participation. Clear? Single line means partial participation, double line means total participation. Now let me show you. Now see how you see what is this employee code. I'll just give you a small example. Name, job. You just three attributes there. All the attributes. Okay, I'm just showing you an example. So what is entity here? Tell me, employee. What are the attributes? E-code, name and job. So these attributes are shown by ellipses and the lines joining this attribute to the entity. Click. Clear? Now which of the attributes are lined in the figure? E-code. Why? Because no two employees, clear, will have the same employee code. So once you join a company, suppose the employee code is E0019. The next person employee is E0020 and so on. And suppose the name of the person is the same. The person who joined with was Amit Singh, the next person also joined with Amit Singh. So if I put it alphabetical order of names, so I'm having more than 50 Amit Singh in a particular company. But everybody will have this different employee code. So this employee code is nothing but a key attribute. So in the case of employee entity set, the key column or the key attribute is what? E code, employee code. Now see, and this example, see. Very clearly. The first, don't see, there are two year diagrams. The first one I explain you. Employees works in departments. Now what are the attributes of employees? Employee code, name, job. Employee code is key. Departments, department code, department name, budget. Clear, the budget is allocated to the department for expenses. Clear? So department code is the key attribute. Now works in is the relationship. Clear? Is the relationship. Now since means what? An employee. Now see, it could be possible that even relationships have got attributes. What is the relationship here? See, the one shown in the diamond or the rhombus is nothing but relationship. So employee and entities, employee is an entity, department is an entity, and the relationship is between them is what? Works in. When I say works in, why it is since? Because which employee, suppose employee say E001 works in department since what time? So since are you getting it? Clear? So since what time? That means sort of your date of when you joined. Clear? When you joined. So since this sin is nothing but date of joining. Are you getting it? So this attribute is associated with relationship works. And why? Because neither it can be attribute of employee, neither it can be attribute of department. Okay? Now, reports to. Now see. Okay, everybody has got a person got a boss, immediate boss. So your boss is called a supervisor and you are the subordinate. Okay, so for suppose that a person is a fresher who in a company and just after doing BTech he gets a job. Clear, say, in Infosys just after. So the moment he joins, it is a person who is about 2 years senior to him and he is the boss. And he is the boss of about more than 50 clear computer science graduates who have joined Infosys. So now he also got a boss. His boss also got a boss. So every person when he works in a company, he reports to or works under a person known as he is another known as boss or supervisor. So यहाँ देखिए यहाँ पे जो आप reports to देख रहे हैं relationship ये किससे relationship है कहाँ से employee से और किससे relationship है employee. Why? Because if you are a person in a company, you are working under somebody, he is also an employee. बस रोल क्या है यहाँ पे रोल्स का डिफरेंस है. The one who's supervising you has got a name role called as boss or supervisor, and you are nothing but a subordinate. You are nothing but a subordinate. Clear? और employees आप देख ही रहे हैं. Are you getting it? So इस टाइप को relationship में जहाँ पे relationship of one entity employee to itself is called a recursive relationship or a self relationship. I repeat, this is a special relationship. Normally आपको दिखेगा कि ER diagram में जहाँ भी आपको ये symbol दिखेगा relationship का ये rhombus या diamond का, तो ये जो diamond symbol है वो normally between two entity different entity दिखेगा. लेकिन अगर आपको ऐसा भी होता है कि इस type of relationship दिखे, clear, you will be encountering this type of rhombus or diamond symbol in which the line is coming from the entity say employees and the line is going also to the entity employees. Are you getting it? जो लाइन आ रही है सुपरवाइजर और जो लाइन जा रही है वहां पे सबऑर्डिनेट लिखा है. तो वहां पे ये रिलेशनशिप किससे किससे बताइए. रिपोर्ट्स टू क्लियर वर्क्स रिपोर्ट्स टू क्लियर और आई कैन मीन द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ सुपरविजन. Why? Because this is nothing but concept of supervision. So in some books you will be finding the name of the relationship as supervision. I have named it reports to because that is simple to understand. So who reports to whom? A subordinate employee reports to another employee who is a supervisor. Got it? So what is this again? Tell you what is this relationship? Reports to, it's nothing but a recursive relationship. Recursive, why recursive? Because employee is related to itself. Got it?